Ever wondered what happened to the Maya? How did a civilization that built towering pyramids in the heart of the jungle, developed a calendar more accurate than ours, and created a complex writing system, seemingly vanish? Today, we are journeying back in time to unravel the epic story of the rise and fall of the Maya Empire. This isn't just a tale of ancient stones. It's a story of human ingenuity, cosmic beliefs, and a mysterious decline that still puzzles experts today. So, grab your explorer's hat, and let's dive deep into the jungles of Mesoamerica. Our story begins not with a bang, but with the slow, steady development of villages around 2000 BCE. These weren't the grand city-states we see in pictures yet. These were early agricultural communities, learning to cultivate maize, beans, and squash the holy trinity of the Mesoamerican diet. This stable food source was the foundation upon which everything else would be built. For over 1,000 years, during what we call the Preclassic period, the Maya honed their farming techniques, developed pottery, and began to form more complex societies. This was the quiet before the cultural explosion. Then came the Classic period, from around 250 to 900 AD. This is the era that defines the Maya in our popular imagination. The jungle canopy was punctuated by the silhouettes of magnificent stone cities, Tikal, Calakmul, Palenque, Copan. These weren't just cities. They were vibrant hubs of politics, religion, and commerce, each ruled by a divine king, a Kuhulaja, who acted as the intermediary between the mortal world and the realm of the gods. The scale of their achievements is staggering. Without metal tools, the wheel for transport, or beasts of burden like horses or oxen, they engineered architectural wonders. The pyramids at Tikal, for instance, soar over 200 feet high, temples built to be closer to the heavens. Imagine the sheer human effort required to quarry, transport, and assemble these massive limestone blocks, and they weren't just plain stone. Their buildings were covered in intricate carvings and painted in brilliant colors, depicting their history, mythology, and the lives of their rulers. The Maya were also intellectual giants. They developed one of the most sophisticated writing systems in the ancient world, a complex mix of logosyllabic glyphs. For a long time, we couldn't read them, thinking they were just decorative symbols. But thanks to decades of painstaking decipherment, we can now read their stories in their own words, tales of royal succession, cosmic events, and brutal warfare. And speaking of cosmic events, their understanding of astronomy was second to none. From observatories like the one at Chichen Itza, their sky watchers tracked the movements of the sun, the moon, Venus, and the stars with incredible precision. This wasn't just for curiosity's sake. Their calendars, which were deeply intertwined, governed everything from when to plant crops to when to go to war. They had the 260-day sacred calendar, the 365-day solar calendar, and the mind-bogglingly vast long count calendar, which tracked time from a mythical creation date thousands of years in the past. Life for the average Maya was tied to the land and the cosmos. Farmers worked the fields while artisans created stunning pottery, jade masks, and textiles. The society was highly stratified, with the king and his noble court at the top, followed by priests, warriors, scribes, artisans, and then the vast majority of the population, the farmers. Religion was woven into the fabric of daily life. The Maya believed in a complex pantheon of gods who needed to be appeased through rituals and offerings to maintain cosmic balance. But the Classic period was not entirely peaceful. The great city-states were locked in a constant power struggle. The rivalry between the two superpowers, Tikal and Calakmul, was like a centuries-long Cold War, creating vast networks of alliances and puppet states. Inscriptions tell of raids, battles, and the capture and sacrifice of rival nobles. This endemic warfare took a heavy toll, exhausting resources and manpower. And this brings us to the great mystery, the collapse. Around 900 AD, something went terribly wrong. In the southern lowlands, the heartland of the classic Maya civilization, construction of temples and monuments ceased. The intricate carved records of kings and their deeds fell silent. Cities that had teemed with hundreds of thousands of people were slowly abandoned, left to be reclaimed by the relentless jungle. What happened? There's no single, simple answer. The collapse wasn't a sudden event, but a gradual decline that unfolded over a century. And it didn't happen everywhere at once. While the southern cities were emptying out, cities in the north, like Chichen Itza and Uxmal, were actually flourishing, entering what's called the post-classic period. So what caused the southern collapse? Most archaeologists now believe it was a deadly combination of factors, a perfect storm of crises that the Maya political and social system couldn't handle. First, there's the environment. Overpopulation and intensive agriculture, including deforestation to clear land for farming and to burn limestone for plaster, led to severe soil erosion and environmental degradation. The very success of the Maya may have sown the seeds of their own decline. Then came the climate. Studies of sediment cores from lakes and stalagmites from caves in the region have revealed a devastating series of prolonged, intense droughts that struck Mesoamerica right around the time of the collapse. For a civilization so dependent on rainfall for its agriculture and its drinking water, many cities relied on man-made reservoirs. These droughts would have been catastrophic. Failed crops would have led to famine, malnutrition, and disease, undermining the authority of the divine kings who were supposed to guarantee prosperity. Add to this the constant, escalating warfare we talked about. As resources dwindled and the climate grew harsher, conflicts between city-states likely intensified. More resources were poured into fighting, and less into solving the underlying problems. The social contract began to break down. When the rains failed and the harvests withered, people likely lost faith in their rulers and the gods they represented. They may have simply voted with their feet, abandoning the cities and their failed leadership to seek a better life elsewhere in smaller, more sustainable communities. So, the Maya didn't vanish. They adapted. Their great cities fell into ruin, and their centralized political structure fractured, but the Maya people themselves endured. They migrated, changed their way of life, and continued their traditions. When the Spanish conquistadors arrived in the 16th century, they found a vibrant, if more decentralized, Maya world. And today, more than 7 million Maya people live in their ancestral homelands in Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, and Honduras. They speak their languages, practice their traditions, and carry the legacy of their incredible ancestors. The story of the Maya is not just one of a lost civilization, but a powerful testament to resilience, adaptation, and the enduring spirit of a culture that has survived for millennia against all odds. Their pyramids may be ruins, but their story is still very much alive. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey through time. What part of Maya history fascinates you the most? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video and want to explore more amazing stories from our past, please hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures. We'll see you in the next one.